It was a dark and a stormy night. Captain, there is a problem. What is it? There's an object ahead heading for collision. And the captain says, so what? Tell him to move. Well, I did so. And the radio goes, again, this is a U.S. Navy ship. You are ahead of us for collision. Move your course to 15 degree north. Over. The radio comes back. Negative. You move your course to 15 degrees south. This is crazy. Captain takes up the radio, says, this is Captain Hancock. Move your ship to 15 degrees north. Over. And the response comes back. Negative, Captain. You move. Captain is furious. What's happening? He's mad. How could he do that? We are U.S. Army. We are supposed to be the greatest and the most defensive nation in the world, the most powerful nation on the world. How could he say that? He picks up the radio again. He says, this is Captain Hancock, commander of USS Montana, the second largest fleet in Atlantic Ocean. I'm commanding you right now to move your ship to 15 degrees south, or else we will take measures to safeguard our ship and you will be in imminent danger. There's a silence. And then the radio comes back. This is a lighthouse, mate. Your call. So the reason why I talked about the entire thing is that we as a business, when we start doing business, the only thing that we focus on is doing business, generating revenue, creating a difference in the world. And that's what we are as a businessman, we want to do. We want to make an impact. But while we are doing it, we are so stubborn about making an impact, we almost forget about all of the challenges that's out there from the cybersecurity world. And I'm very thankful to the AdSign guys here who covered most of the things about the cybersecurity challenges, so I don't have to talk about all of the things. And which is, in fact, you see, what's happening today is that 60% of the small companies, they close within 6 months of being hacked. Now that's incredible, because if you think about it, you already have a very low percentage of survival chances in this cutting edge world of cutthroat competition. And on top of that, you've got all these attackers who are just attacking you day and night. And then we talk about the cybersecurity sustainability. I know the whole theme about this entire TIA summit is about sustainability. Well, of course, for me, sustainability is the minimizing the risk and the cost for today's business, at the same time making sure the practices are effective for tomorrow. So, is it only the small business? The question is, I mean, you could be a startup founder, you could be scaling, you just raise fund from the V-Founder guys. Abhishek, you could be a non-profit leader making climate change actions, doing all sort of things, or you could be an enterprise CEO. You may be all of those. The attackers, they don't really care about your commitment to social cause. They don't care about where are you in your journey, whether you have enough runway with your funds or not. They really don't care. All they care about attacking. In fact, we have seen time and time again that attackers have been attacking even K-12 or schools, hospitals. Do they have emotions? Well, no. All they care about is economics. I mean, Anthony talked about it. It's all about money. They are the third largest economy now. So what are the things that you're facing today? You're facing two things. One is your internal threats, Another one is obviously your external threat. So what is an internal threat? The challenges are diverse for all of us, but there's only one common thread that is out there, which is your IP, your data. How are you protecting your IP and data? Now think back while you were sleeping. I'm just going to give you an example. China, they launched something, their self-landing satellite or self-landing rocket called iSpace, which is competing to Tesla. I'm pretty sure nobody knows about this in this. I mean, it's not even covered in the normal media or state media. In fact, with the help of their own SMIC, they were able to manufacture 7nm or 7 nanometer chip, which is now the US had imposed sanction on China, but then somehow they were able to manufacture that. Now think about it. Now if you think, oh, China is too far away, we care about in India, let me tell you the story about India. A few days back ago, 4 of the software engineers in Bangalore, they were arrested because they were working for a fintech firm. They copied the data of the fintech firm's customer and their IP and all of the things, and they set up their own company, and they already started selling it out to their company at a very subsidized cost. Now think about it. That's insider. That's not only a nation-state espionage, but at the same time, these are the examples of insider threat. Now, obviously, Anthony talked about the external threats that are out there. Ransomware attack that's happening, the Ames attack that happened just recently, the attacks on Sun Pharma, the attacks in all of the different places that's happening all across the world. The average cost of a data breach globally is $4.3 million. That's the average cost. But still, the thing is that we're always at the reactive stage. We want to always be reactive because we don't really care. We only buy guns once we are after the attack. So we obviously we want to be a proactive agent. We want to do what he said about prevention is better than cure, of course. But then all of that comes into threat intelligence, because if you are aware of who's going to attack and what kind of attack is going to happen, you of course are going to safeguard yourself. Which is the reason at Terraeagle, we have today the largest repository of a threat intelligence platform today. So we do 5 billion of threat artifacts, we track around 9 million of adversaries. We take feeds from both closed and open source, around 171 different sources. Not only this is your threat intelligence feed from cybersecurity, but you also do SOCMED, which is social media intelligence. We do all kind of things combined together for 80,000 different sources from dark web to everywhere else. But then what are we using this for? Of course, we are going to use this for more of a reactive approach. Instead of being a reactive approach, we're going to do more of a proactive approach. And of course, when you do all of this thing, then you start questioning, is that, oh, this is not for me, because obviously this is going to cost a lot of money, which is why our company's motto is that cybersecurity should not be a privilege, but it should be a right for everyone, whether it's a startup or whether it's an enterprise. So we introduced this model, and this is the world's first model that's as we call. We don't know of any other company that's a security that pays you back. And that's what it is. So you only pay, imagine you hire a personal trainer, and you only pay the personal trainer only when you lose weight. Now think about it, that's amazing, because you don't have to pay all of things. And this is very diverse, because we have seen this happening. So the greater your security maturity is, the lower your cost is. So you evolve with us. But then the problem is, Aditya, that's all okay, but what about the cybersecurity talent shortage? I mean, you have almost companies who have unfulfilled positions for cybersecurity. You have understaffed teams out there. You have companies who are unable to retain the employees. I mean, there's an acute talent shortage. How are we going to deal about that? And that's where we've introduced a platform within our platform, which is called as a bug bounty hunting and a reward system. So essentially, our guys are going to continuously go and test and attack and find weakness within your system, and then they will try to figure that out. And as you do, and these are not the freelancers, don't mistake this with the bug bounty things where freelancer. This is your own people, guys who are, they will be assigned the job to do and find vulnerabilities, and if they do, they will be rewarded with money. So not only you're getting paid for your salary, but on top of that every time, so you have an additional motivation to solve that crisis. So all is good, and this is what I was talking. I was sitting in New York and with one of my friend having a coffee, and he was a financial advisor, and he said, "Okay, this sounds all good, guys, but can you tell me how secure I am, or can you tell me that am I better off with what I was last year? How can I even measure like how safe I am? Is there a way you can actually measure how safe somebody is?" And for that, what we created is we created a security scorecard where we'll, with a very simplified knowledge, with even if you don't have any knowledge about cybersecurity, you'll be able to tell yourself whether you're secure or not secure. We're not talking about any jargons. In fact, today in this slide also, or the entire deck, I never talked about any jargon. We're going to make it very, very simple. And that's what we do. And we always say that, as Peter Drucker said, if you can't measure it, you cannot change it. And with that, Terraeagle is a company that we do. Let's elevate cybersecurity together. Let's bring together everybody. And it is our mission to empower this country with the cybersecurity challenges that has been out there so that we can solve this together. Thank you, everyone.